What is good, YouTube? It is Andy here from kaizentcg. I run an online Pokemon business, and the Japanese market is exploding. You got ponchos hitting all-time highs, Marios, the Rays, and they're liquid. Over in Japan, the buybacks of Sneaker Dunk and really popular store in Japan, PDG, very high buybacks. I just want to talk about the opportunities in this video, because the prices, how in North America we use eBay, alt, card ladder, and the comps for some of this stuff is a lot lower than what they're going for in Japan. So if you do your research, for example, Pikachu promos, PSA 10s, things like this, some sealed boxes that you can get over here a lot cheaper, and there's arbitrage opportunity anywhere from 10 to 30-40% over in Japan. You can use a middleman to facilitate that, because some stores, they only sell to Japanese citizens, so you might need a middleman, or you could talk to some trusted sellers online that would basically do the sale for you for a fee. And yeah, there's a ton of opportunity. And I just want to talk about the Japanese market a little bit as well, because I do like Japanese cards and what I've noticed. So a gentleman came to my booth this weekend. I was vending at Collectopia, the Hall of Fame show that they had here in Vancouver. And he's from Tokyo. And yeah, I had a bunch of mid to high end Japanese. So for example, Bandit Ring Rayquaza PSA 10, which is like the ancient origin, the gold, sick looking Rayquaza. And you know, over here, it's selling for 3,900, 4K Canadian last sold. And in Japan, it's selling for 500,000 yen. So that's roughly around 4.5, 4.6. And yeah, he picked out a few cards like that he could bring back and make a margin, 10, 20%. And I think because he was vending at the show as well, he had a lot of Canadian dollars that he didn't want to convert or bring back. So he'd prefer to get some slabs that he can bring back and liquidate and make a margin on it and not bring so much cash back. So that's just one example of opportunities we're looking at. So last month I made a video about how Sword and Shield boxes in Japan, EV Heroes, Blue Sky Stream, for example, were still undervalued. Well, they've been creeping up. EV Heroes selling for over 110K yen right now on Sneaker Dunk. You got Blue Sky Stream pushing 200K yen. Now, Blue Sky Stream is an interesting product. The fact that they didn't print a lot of it. It's the other half of Evolving Skies, so it has the Dragonite and the Ray, and then EV Heroes has the Evolution. So the Ray for Blue Sky Stream the other day just sold for 1 million yen, which is crazy. That card, I'm shocked actually, because the English version is going for around 2,200 Canadian right now, 1,700 US probably, something like that. So it's almost a 4x multiple for the Japanese one. Now, if you try to sell that Japanese one over here, you're gonna get nowhere near a million yen. You're gonna get like 6-7K, I would imagine. So like a card like that, taking it to Japan and selling it would net, what, a million yen's like what's that, like 900, like 9K Canadian, something like that. So yeah, and there's a lot of plays like that that's happening, and the market over there, I'm noticing stores are drying up on singles and slabs. Some good IRs and SIRs and tag teams and team up and stuff like that I used to be able to buy are drying up. They're not as plentiful as they are, or they're pricing it very high. Then there's not really a arbitrage opportunity there. But if you're going over there, there's definitely tons of plays that you can still do. Basically, just gotta do your research and look for things that are a little bit more rare over here, and you can buy over there and make a margin on it. And the margins are pretty high. There's some stuff that you can bring back, for example, vintage raw cards or IRs, and you can make 50% margin on them. You just gotta hunt, put in the work. So I know a lot of people are doing that right now, where they're sourcing out their local area or a few local towns, and because the Japanese cards are not as liquid over here, especially at the smaller shows. So people are taking those cards and then they're flying over to Japan and selling those, and then buying cards from Japan and bringing back here to sell the lower end. I noticed recently in the last few shows, our low end Japanese stuff has been flying off the shelves. IRs that are $10 to like $30 are super hot. A lot of people are collecting Japanese just because it's a more affordable option right now, and the quality is good. So cat's out of the bag there. I talked to a lot of new collectors. They want value, right? Value in terms of they spend $100, they can get maybe 10 cards versus English. They might get like 2 or 3 of the same card. So there's plays there. If you buy it in bulk, you get bulk rate on those IRs or ARs and SARs. You'll be able to make a margin there. It's a volumes game. It's not a large margin a lot of times. And then if you get vintage stuff, just because vintage is rare, like BS series or the earlier stuff like Neo, mid-era, you'd be able to get a larger margin, but the liquidity won't be as high, because then people that collect those are more seasoned collectors compared to people that are just getting IRs. A lot of them are new. They just want to fill out their binder. So there's plays there. And then Sword and Shield products in Japan are going up. So are the PSA 10s, Lugia, it's like 130,000 yen. And then you got Giratina. Stores are selling it for 200 to 250,000 yen, which I saw locally here. Some people were selling for 1,500 Canadian at the show. So there's arbitrage there. But one thing I would caution is, like, obviously, if you're gonna do those plays, you gotta have a outlet to get rid of them in Japan if you're gonna try to do that. Otherwise, you may be stuck with them. And the reason they're not really selling over here is just because for the mid to high end Japanese, other than like ponchos and gold stars and stuff like that, people aren't really gonna fork out that kind of money when you can just get the English variant. So like the Lugia, for example, right? It's like $1,300 Canadian. Well, the Japanese one is around $1,000. So people rather fork up the extra $200-300 to get the English variant, even though the Japanese one, to me, lower pop, looks nicer, but English is just a lot more popular. And there's a lot of Japanese cars that are slowly creeping up to the English. Before it used to be, 50% less or more. So but now that gap is closing. And as that gap closes, something's got to happen. Where is English undervalued and needs to go up, or will it just be there's just more Japanese collectors now, and the Japanese was undervalued for so long, and now it's starting to close that gap. Time will tell. I'm paying attention to it. I'll make a market video on, I do an English market video, but I'll do a Japanese one too. I'll try to do a weekly one for you guys to kind of just stay in tune with the market. If you want information, I always post on my Instagram, kaizentcg, on my stories all the time, relating to mostly Japanese market, a little bit of English, but I enjoy Japanese cards, so I kind of post on it a little bit more. And you can find English content anywhere, right? So yeah, then you got, what's interesting is Scarlet Violet era, the Greninja from Crimson Haze is becoming the top priced SAR. It's almost selling for 100k yen, which is higher than the Pikachu from Surging and the Umbreon from Terrestrial Festival. Now the Umbreon is like super high pop though. That one is, I think, already, correct me if I'm wrong, drop it in the comments if you know, but I think it's over like 50k pop already, so that's holding it down, but it's still selling for 75,000 yen plus, which is very strong for a card that's high pop. It just shows the popularity. Obviously the English is out of reach for most people, so a lot of people, their grail's that Japanese one, or they're collecting the whole set in Japanese. So yeah, it's interesting to see that the Greninja of all things is gonna be, right now, is the top chase in terms of price in the Scarlet Violet era over some of the other cards. The Pikachu, it's interesting, I guess because we're in a Pikachu boom right now. All the Pikachu promos are going bananas. They're going up like 5-10% month over month. Some of them 20-30% or more, depending on how hard the promo is to get, how exclusive it is. But across the board, Pikachus, birthday Pikachus, gold Pikachus, you name it, is going crazy. So I think that's a huge opportunity if in your local market you're able to source them for North American prices and then go over to Japan. Now, obviously most people don't have the luxury to go over to Japan to do this thing, but there are middlemen out there, trusted sources that you can find that they do it, and then basically they'll have a buy list and you can send it to them, and then they'll pay you out, they'll wire you out, some trusted accounts there. So there's that option as well. So there's a lot of plays in the market. It just depends where you're looking, and you got to do your research, obviously. And it goes both ways, right? If you're going to Japan, do your research on what's lacking in your market that you can bring over. And there might be no competition. Like if you're bringing back vintage hollows that maybe no one has in Japanese and people want those, you could charge more, right? You could charge more than market if no one has it. So it goes both ways, where you could sell, make a margin there, and then buy, come back, make a margin. And I think a lot of people are doing that play. It just, you gotta put in the legwork. You gotta go out there and hustle. But hey, there are tons of people that are doing that and making bank, making killer money. And then on top of that, you got, if you're over there, you can source gradables as well and do some grading plays. I don't know if you guys saw, but PSA just increased their grading fees and turnaround time. So bulk is 25 USD or 35 Canadian now, on top of taxes and shipping, and turnaround times for value plus, express and stuff like that are all increasing. So basically, supply and demand, they can't keep up with the demand. So they're increasing their price and they're increasing their turnaround times. And it is what it is. What can you do, right? So just gotta adapt in the market. I made a video about that. Check it out up there. I can put a link about adapting in an ever-changing market. The market is moving so fast right now, month to month. And that's why, for me, I have the capacity to just focus on Pokemon. I know people are doing Dragon Ball, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh! And there's just so much nuances and so many things to keep up with, set releases, promos, drops, all that stuff. And Pokemon alone takes most of my time. So I wouldn't be able to be on top of everything else. And kudos to you guys that can do that. I don't have that capacity, especially if I'm not passionate about it as well, compared to Pokemon. So I just stick to what I know. And you guys that are doing all of it, I see it at the shows. A lot of people are jumping over to One Piece. Some people carrying Dragon Ball, but yeah, a lot to do with One Piece right now. And yeah, like staying on top of two things, that's crazy. But I don't know, yeah, but going back to the Japanese market, it's insane right now. Yeah, even the Terrestrial Festival is 15K yen. The new set that they dropped, Perfect Order, the Japanese version, is not doing so well. They had a reprint, it's down to like 7,000 yen, which is the lowest we've seen a box in a while. I mean, there's people chasing the Starmie, I guess, but it's nothing, there's no urgency for that set. I think it's just gonna chill for a while, especially with Mega Dream that just came out and English version Ascended Heroes. People are just more excited for that set. They want more of it. They haven't got the itch out of the way for ripping it, so they definitely are going to focus on that for a while. And hey, there might be an opportunity there if things get really low, because I've seen Japanese boxes when people kind of forget about it. I remember buying VMAX Climax back in the day for like $40 Canadian a box, or like 5,000, it was like 5,000 yen. And yeah, those have done well. And the same thing with the Shiny Treasure EX, which is the Bubble Mew set. That was down in the dumps for a long time. It was like $35, $40 a box as well. So things like that do happen, just because when there's just so many banger sets, people prefer to chase the quality of the hype set than, and then plus also Pokemon in Japan, they reprint. So they reprinted the hell out of that set. Same with 151, but 151 made its comeback. And then oh, there's a coyote right here. Oh, there's a big coyote. Oh, see, you guys can see it. You guys see that? It's like a mini, German Shepherd running around. Yeah, so interesting. But yeah, sorry about that. Japan arbitrage with NA is readily available for anybody if you put in the work, and that goes with sealed or singles, slabs as well. Just depends on what kind of capital you want to put in. I know guys that are doing high-end Japanese and they're just buying high-end ponchos and Marios and stuff like that, and then just selling it to Japan and making their 10%. But 10% when it's like tens of thousands of dollars is worth it for them. It pays for their trip, and then they buy stuff and bring it back here, that kind of thing. So there's a lot of that going on right now. And yeah, Sword and Shield in Japan is rising. Same thing with Scarlet Violet. Team Rocket boxes are back up to like once, what was that, 17,000 yen. And then you got Electric Circuit Breaker going for around 20,000 yen plus. And a lot of those SV boxes are creeping up, the ones with good cards in them. Crimson Haze, Heatwave Arena, Team Rocket, things like that have been creeping up. So we'll have the singles. And the PSA 10 of the Scarlet Violet stuff are holding quite strong. Sword and Shield has made its leg up, like the Evolutions, the Altarts, Gengar VMAXs and stuff like that. It's like, it's all making its leg up, but the Scarlet Violet, it hasn't been really going up so much. It's just been steady. Same with Celebration stuff. Celebration had its, like last month, they had a big spike, and now it's stabilizing. Like the golden box is 200,000 yen. which is like the Japanese celebration UPC. And then you got the gold Pikachu. I think it's around that price too. So the price of the box is the same, almost as close to the price of the PSA 10 gold Pikachu. Yeah, it's quite interesting. Oh, there's another coyote right there. They're coming out to play today. But yeah, that was kind of a little bit of a market update and just putting some thought out there for you guys if you guys are looking to do arbitrage plays out in Japan. There's a lot of opportunities out there, and I just hit 100 subscribers, so I appreciate you guys subbing, and if you do enjoy the video, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll continue to post as much content as I can going forward. And if you guys have any suggestion for video ideas or whatever you guys like to see, drop in the comments, and I'll take a look at it and go from there. You guys have an awesome day. Thank you so much. Peace.